Okay, hello.
Okay, hello.
Hello. I'm gonna do rakugo today.
Yeah.
And the theme of this story is fufugenka.
Okay.
Now this is a lady called Osaki-san. She's the wife. Now Osaki-san, so she jumps into the matchmaker, who is an elderly guy, and she starts complaining about her husband, that they got in a fight. And this Osaki-san is a professional hairdresser. And in the old days, a hairdresser was one of the rare occupations for women to be able to support themselves. Now, so she was earning a lot of money, and her husband was not working at all. And so he was staying home, and one day she went out to do hairdressing, and then she told her husband when she went out in the morning that she would be back by 5 o'clock. So please prepare food, dinner, so that they can start eating right away. And she goes out, but she has some troubles, and her work is extended to 7 o'clock. So she comes back 2 hours late. And when she comes back, she had a hard day, right? And she comes back, and her husband is really, really angry because she's late. And he's like, so where the hell were you playing around? And Osaki-san, of course, she's the one working. She had a hard day, and she speaks back to him and says, "What are you saying to me? I had a day of work. You were sitting around here, just not working at all. You know, who do you think supports your play around lifestyle?" Is what she said, and so they get in a fight. And during the course of the fight, the husband says to Osaki-san, "Okame, you look like an okame." Now that is an insult. Is a type of a, oh yeah, okame. Okame
Show
is.
everybody.
Yeah, that's like masked. You
often see this.
Yeah, there's okame, and so
He calls her that.
yeah, he calls her that, and she's very insulted because she sort of looks like okame. She knows that she looks like okame,
Okay.
so she doesn't want to be called that, and she gets mad. She calls him hyotoko, and you know they start calling each other names, and then that was the reason of the fight, and she jumps out from home, comes to the matchmaker's house, complaining about that, and she says, "Okay, I'm gonna break up with him. I'm gonna get a divorce. I cannot stand this anymore. So you have made us a married couple, but I'm sorry to say, but I've had enough. So I'm gonna get divorced. Is that okay?" And the man says, "Wow, so you're getting divorced by the okame and hyotoko, like calling each other names, and is that it?" And she says, yes, I can't stand him anymore." And the guy says, "Okay, well, if you're gonna say that, then all right. I have no problem with that. So just break up." And the guy says, "To begin with, I knew that this was not going to work because he's a lazy kind of guy. He doesn't work, right? You're working hard, and I knew this was going to happen. A couple of days ago, I walked past by your house, and I saw him in your house, and so I said hi. He said hi. He invited me into the room, and but what I did not like was that he had a bottle of sake on the table, and I'm not telling him not to drink, but he should have waited till you came back and drank together. He's staying home, lazy, not doing anything, and getting drunk. That's terrible. So I agree with you. You should break up. Yeah. Do it. And she's like, well, he's just waiting at home while I'm working, and he doesn't have many things to do. And it's not like just a short bottle of sake, right? He's not like drinking an entire huge bottle. And I give him allowance, and he just buying that from his allowance. So you don't have to be so mad at him. You don't have to be so harsh on him. It's like, so she defends her husband. And the guy is like, wait, you were complaining about him, and that's why I told you this story. So what's wrong with, what do you want to do? And she goes, okay, I'm a little bit older than him. I'm 7 years older than him, and I'm insecure. I don't know what he feels towards me. He doesn't say anything like, I like you, I love you, and things like that. He's not that kind of person. So I'm just insecure, and I want to know how he feels toward me. Does he love me? She asked the guy, and the guy says, I don't know. I mean, you've been living with him for 8 years already. And if you don't know, then I don't know. Please tell me. Okay, well, if you're going to say that, then there's a way to find that out. Okay, so I'm going to tell you this story. Now, this is a very old story about Confucius. Old times, China. Now, there was a very, very wise man called Confucius. He had 2 horses, and the white horse was his favorite. Now, one day, he went to work, riding on a different horse. During the time that he was away, what do you call the house where horses live?
The shed, or I don't know.
What is that?
The barn.
Barn. Yeah. Okay. Let's say barn.
Barn. Okay.
Okay. There was a fire from the barn, and his servants went to save the white horse, but it was too scared of the fire that it couldn't move, and so they couldn't save the horse. Now they escape, and the horse died. And then after the day of work was over, Confucius came back, and his servants told him about the fire which broke out in the barn. And when they said there was a fire from the barn, and when they tried to report about the white horse, Confucius said, "Are there no injuries among any of you?" And so he cared about the servant. And the servant says, we're all safe. Okay, that's good. That's all I asked for. And he did not blame them for killing the white horse. He didn't say anything about that. But so in that case, the servants would feel very, very thankful toward their master, that he cared about them more than his favorite horse. So that's one story. Now there's another opposite story. There was a rich man living in Kojimachi. Now this guy was very, very fond of Chinaware, setomono, Chinaware. He liked to collect it. And he liked to show it off to his guests. One day he was showing it off to his guests. And after the guests left, his wife was carrying all the Chinaware, and she was going downstairs. But she tripped from the top of the stair, and she fell down the stairs. But she knew those Chinaware were very valuable, so she held on to them and didn't damage it. But she was sitting on the bottom of the stairs. Now, her husband came and started saying, are the plates safe? Are the dishes safe? Are the plates safe? Are the dishes safe? He said that 36 times without a pause. And the wife said, they're all fine. Okay, well, they're very valuable. So you have to be careful. And that was it. And a couple of days later, wife disappeared. The middleman came and asked for a divorce, saying that you only cared about the Chinaware more than human body. And that's not a place for her to stay. So please get a divorce. So these two cases. Now, one way to try it out is that the Osaki-san's husband likes Chinaware as well. So the matchmaker says, go back home and break one of his dishes and see what he says. Okay? Whether he is Confucius or whether he is the rich man in Kojimachi. Which one does he care about more? If he says, are you all right? Are your fingers all right? Then he's a good guy, so you should stay with him. If he cares only about the dishes, then ditch him. Okay? And Osaki-san is like, oh, of course he's going to care about me, so I don't even have to try it. No, you should try it. Okay?
She's scared.
Yeah, she's scared. You should try, give it a try, okay? You'll find out. And she's like, okay, well, then can you go and tell him beforehand that she's going to come back and break her dish? And so when she does that, please care about her body. And the guy's, no, there's no point in doing that, okay? You got to give it a try. And then she's convinced, okay, I guess I'll try that. Oh, I'm so scared. And then she goes home. And she enters home, and the husband is a bit angry, but not so much. And he welcomes her and says, oh, where were you? I mean, you are hungry, right? And I prepared dinner for you. And you jump out of this house, and you probably went to the matchmaker's place, and you were just talking to him about, our quarrel. Now, I've prepared dinner, and I've been waiting for you to come back. I haven't touched it. And she's like, what? Wait, you were waiting for me? Of course. I mean, I want to have dinner with you. You want to have dinner with me? Of course. I mean, breakfast, lunch are away. Dinner is the only time that we can spend together. So yeah, I've been waiting for you. And she's like, oh, you're Confucius. And the husband's like, what are you talking about? Confucius? What are you talking about? No. Okay, wow, I'm so glad. But there's one thing that I gotta try. Okay, so just wait for me, and I'm gonna deal with it. And she goes to the shelf and gets a plate, and she's like dancing around with a plate, and the guy's like, oh, wait, that's valuable. That's one of the most important dishes that I have. Okay, so don't play around with it. Don't. And she's like, there's a in the kitchen. There's a hole in the kitchen, and don't step on it. You're gonna fall. And then after a while, she just falls and crushes the dish. And the guy's like, oh man, you broke it. That's what I said. And she's like crying. And what have you done? And then he goes, hey, are you all right? Are your fingers hurt? Are you all right? I mean, dishes I can buy anytime again. I'm worried about your body. Are you all right? And she's like, oh, I'm so happy. I thought you were going to be the rich man in Kojimachi, but you're Confucius. I'm so glad the matchmaker was right. Oh, I'm so glad. And she's like, you're worried about my body, right? My body is so much more valuable to you than the dishes. Okay, if you get hurt, I won't be able to play around and drink sake. So that's the punchline. So it's like opposite of what she was expecting.
So she shouldn't have asked him the reason, but okay.
It's a cute story.
It's a cute story, and from the very beginning, I was already in love with it because there's a woman working.
Yeah.
And I mean, it sounded like modern times.
Right.
It didn't sound like, you said
That's
like
true.
being a hairdresser was rare, but just the fact that a woman is working at that time and she's like having her husband prepare the dinner was also like something that happens nowadays.
Yeah.
So I was just really impressed that this is a story that was written a long time ago.
That's true. It's one of the modern settings.
That could be related. Yeah, it's very relatable.
And probably the fact that she was 7 years older than her husband was very rare
also,
during those days as
so
well.
a lot of the stuff in this story was just like, wait, is this rakugo? Like, is this like from the old? This is like a traditional
It's a very,
story,
very old
right?
story. Yeah.
So I was just like, wow, like these new viewpoints are like amazing, you know. So from that perspective, I really liked it. And then, the story in between about Confucius and the rich man, and then
Yeah.
I'm surprised you never introduced it before. I mean, it's very like common, not common, but like universal. It's like not
It
something
is,
very
yeah,
Japanese.
it's quite universal. So I have done this story in English a couple of times.
Oh, you have? Okay.
Yeah.
At your
In my shows,
Okay.
I think, but just a couple of times. I don't know why.
what was the reaction? Like people would
People were like, it's not the kind of story that you get a big laughter.
True, yeah.
So it's like smiling and just enjoying the story. But I guess I was eager for a bigger laughter during those days, so I quit doing this story.
okay,
But yeah.
I mean,
But
it's a
now-
good story, yeah. But it's like you're right. I'm not sure if it's going to be like, oh yeah, great. Like, because I'm like, oh okay, yeah. So he is like a not such a great husband because he makes her work, but.
But the fact that he's probably cooking every day. So, so
exactly.
that
So the
is,
reverse in the roles from other rakugo stories was just very rare. So
Yeah.
I mean, it's a good one that you can use nowadays.
That's
just
true.
to show that. Who wrote? Was it like a famous person that wrote that one? Or
No, it was just not written by somebody.
somebody?
It's just
Okay.
classic.
Okay, because
Yeah.
it's definitely someone that had an open-minded,
That's true.
person. Yeah.
So Kamiyui no Teishu is like a hairdresser's husband. It was like a common phrase during those days, like the husband not working, relying on the wife. So many people, men, was their goal was to be the hairdresser's husband.
Okay.
Yeah.
Like nowadays they call it himo
Himo.
in Japanese.
String.
A string,
Himo.
meaning like the guy.
Yeah. Why do they call people himo?
I have no idea.
Where does it come from?
I don't know. We should look into it because there's got to be a meaning. But it's like exactly the same situation.
Yes. So he's himo.
He's a
basically.
himo. Yeah.
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 But not the worst kind of himo.
Yeah, because he makes dinner and he was like, yeah. So that part
And
was
he's
like,
waiting for her, right?
yeah, not to eat beforehand. Yeah. There's a lot of good aspects. In
So
this
he
story.
has good heart. Umayakaji is the title in Japanese. Hairdresser's husband, I guess, would be the English title. Yeah.
Good story.
Okay. So we'll see you again
In February.
in February. Yep. And some new stories and some new,
Topics.
yeah, maybe some ukulele.
Not yet. Not yet, right?
Yeah, maybe not yet. But we'll see you again. Thank you. Bye-bye.